Welcome. It is time to grab a seat, buckle up, and take a ride with me through the wild, wild west of the Web3 universe, where we will learn all about coins and tokens, NFTs and contracts, digital real estate and the metaverse, and so much more. There will be a lot to get through on the block, but I'm here to help you pave the way and avoid those nasty pitfalls and rug pulls so you don't get hurt. I will introduce you to interesting characters and concepts as we go about this journey. Welcome aboard. Your ride starts now. What's up, everyone? I hope you are ready to take another incredible journey through the Web3 universe with me. I am joined here by Adryenn Ashley, who is a brilliant artist and storyteller with a knack for finding humor in the most unlikely situations. Anointed as the high-tech priestess, she reveals how to structure NFT campaigns that create massive exposure and convert social audiences to private communities. In today's fluctuating economy, you want a business alchemist who reveals the secret of how to transform underperforming services and products into gold. Adryenn does just that using her well-honed techniques to transform celebrity NFT projects from vanity launch to investable assets. Welcome to the podcast, Adryenn. I'm so excited for you to be here.
Thank you. I think that's the first time I've heard anybody read it out loud.
It was so great, and I probably didn't do it a lot of justice with the little hiccups there. But you guys, this is a powerhouse woman, a woman who's doing so much in the Web3 space, not only for female founders, which we're going to get into, but I want to give a little background. So in 2017, my best friend and I ended up in Lisbon, Portugal at a huge tech conference called Web Summit. And we were there showcasing our, idea for a mobile app that we were doing and looking at connecting with people in the space. And we were given, and I told you I couldn't even remember the name, but like maybe for just here, like a liaison, like somebody that we could talk to, connect with, like a counselor that could help us.
The mentor lounge.
The mentor lounge. There you go. It was so perfect. And Adryenn was our person. And then I'm like scrolling through Instagram one evening, and I see a mutual friend who I don't know in real life, but we've connected through Clubhouse, post something about Adryenn being in town. And I said, oh, that's that same lady who was our mentor that we connected with so well. We had pictures together. I sent her the photo and I'm like, you're doing Web3. I'm doing Web3. This is so amazing. Let's connect. Let's get you on the podcast. And here we are. So if you can't hear the excitement in my voice, I hope you can feel it.
We are going to have so much fun. So
yeah.
I can't wait because, you do podcasts like I like to do podcasts, which is whatever random rabbit hole and disco squirrel ball pops up, we go there.
There you go, right? Not all this structured. It's good structure sometimes having questions. I have a general, bit of questions that I want to ask you, but more importantly, always where I'd like to start with my guests, Web3 is such a ever-evolving world, and it's constantly shifting and changing. Some people say we're still in the infancy stage. Other people are talk about, maybe we're kind of growing up into the toddler stage. Wherever we are, we're still very, very early on into the massive opportunity that Web3 brings with it, not just financial, but the way in which we conduct our lives on a daily basis. So I'm curious, where did your Web3 journey start and how did you end up here?
So I was 5 years old and my mom took me and all my friends to this think tank computer lab in Sausalito. And it was like this, I remember it was this round room and there were all of these dumb terminals and we were playing games where it's like, pick up knife, this, that. And everybody's like, wait a minute, you could type and spell at 5. I'm like, yeah. I hunt and pecked with a finger, but
right.
Yes, I could spell by 5 pretty easily and read. So that started. Then I programmed computers in high school. And I got to break into banks for a living. I'm skipping a whole bunch of other stuff because I worked at Fair Isaac in the behavior scoring division, basically building or validating the scorecards that the PhD statisticians built. I was the data scientist who did all the validation studies. So that was 30 years ago. So people just look at me and they just automatically discount a couple decades of experience, but I was there at the early days. I actually wrote HTML before the internet was born for a law library. So when we're talking about Web3, I want to kind of bring it all the way back to Web 1. Web 1 was brochures, push, publish. That's it, right? Publish, consume. Those were the only options. Before that, right? Before there was mainstream consumer accessibility and AOL and dial-up modems and web addresses and all of these other things, there was HTML. There was the tool, the founding, the building blocks, right? So you had to have a certain number of pieces of the foundation in place before you could actually get to Web 1. So people are like, we're in Web 3. I'm like, yeah, we're almost at Web 3. So, Web 2 was user-generated content, interactivity. For me, I personally think Web 3 was more customization and unique ways to engage and play individually with each consumer, not all one to many, right? So, and Web 3 is definitely taking that a step farther. Now, the definition of Web 3 is own your data, I would say is part of it. So ownership with NFTs, token access, MetaMask gating, where you have to have the NFT in order to get into the content or to prove that you are a holder, private communities, but at the same time, they're not so private that you don't know they exist. Like everybody wants to get into Club 33, but not everybody can.
Right.
Like every time I go to New Orleans Square in Disneyland, I'm like, I got to buy that membership. And now that I'm moving to Florida, I might just do it. We'll see.
Nice. Awesome, girl. Awesome.
We'll so Web 3, it's where location doesn't matter, right? Your geolocation of your human body doesn't matter because your metaverse avatar can teleport to anywhere and engage with anyone in any environment. So that's the promise of Web 3. Right now we have a million different little metaverse projects, right? So think about early on, we had VHS versus Betacam, and VHS won for all the wrong reasons because Betacam was a better product. And then we had cassette, we had 8-track tapes, well, reel, then 8-track, then cassette tapes. Then we had CDs. That was a jump the shark moment, right?
Yeah.
Because going from CDs to DVDs to Laserdiscs, easy peasy, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to know what's next, right? If you really want to understand what's next, always look at the porn industry. They're always early, right? They had downloadable videos like a decade before anybody was streaming.
Right.
So you got to look at what they're doing when it comes to security, right? Like, so Hot Drops just launched, and they launched with their Dirty Dozen, and they've got all of these adult stars with their NFT token gated access communities. So, that's going to be a thing. Also with Web3, like if you look at companies like Radiologics, right? That is a medical infrastructure interactive network, right? So normally you go get an MRI, you want to get a second opinion, you have to go to the records room and get a copy of the films or a copy of the CD and drive it over and hand it to the person, right? Yes. In Web3, this global immediacy of being able to reach out and connect with anyone at any moment in real time, instantly. Now you can have your MRI and the radiologist can read it and then literally forward it to the second opinion in seconds. They can read it and you have your second opinion in minutes. HIPAA compliant, everything, right? So we're going to see, everybody keeps thinking about entertainment value and, Bored Apes and movies, and they have to look at infrastructure plays first, right? So for the blockchain to survive, it needs to create value, revenue, or reduction in cost for mainstream enterprise. So that's why I'm looking at like the celebrity creator coins and things like that when they were doing it all wrong because people were telling them all the wrong things. There just wasn't enough information out there. Now we know how to do it. And now we've got an architecture to bring on pretty much any celebrity and help them cultivate and move their audience from these platforms where they could be deplatformed simply because they say, I love my Siamese cat better than any other kind of cat. And the person's like, oh, tabbies are the best. Rescues only. Rescues only.
Oh my gosh.
An actual cat that's from a breeder. Don't do that. Boom, you're banned.
Yeah, yeah, gone. All your followers gone.
Literally,
yeah.
That's it. So, oh wow, I got an echo. So there's this one performer that I know. He grew 350,000 organic followers. He's a rapper on Instagram, but then he went live too often, and they deleted him. Now, so this is why I always tell the celebrities, I'm like, you need to divert them to something that you own and control, whether that be a wallet pass, whether that be downloading an app, whether that be an NFT, whatever it is, right? So we create this whole system so that we can build them this ecosystem that they can profit from forever, that they participate in, you know, just a little bit. It's not hugely time consuming, but their fan base gets rabid, zealot, and viral.
Yes.
And they cannot be deplatformed. So if they decide someday they are literally going to launch a throwback to the 70s horrible fashion, and they want their entire audience to dress up like that, like that, nobody can stop them.
Yes.
Nobody.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But nobody's doing that yet. So I architected it. The other thing that I do is I also architect the legal compliance structure around it, because if you don't, and you just launch something and all of a sudden, boom, some celebrity picks it up, and then all of a sudden you sell out, you made millions of dollars, Uncle Sam's going to be right there going, I am so proud of you. I am so, so very proud of you. Can I have 40%? Yeah. Yeah. So we don't want to do that. We want to set it up legally, compliantly, with all the right contracts. That's the other thing. So we're in this wild, wild west, right?
Yeah.
You have to have this balance between innovation and experimentation and actual like security and safety, right? Especially when now that we're going into the mainstream audience, right? Discord is not safe for civilians. It's just not.
No, I agree with you. I really agree with you. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're almost at Web3. I would say we're at Web3 when WordPress comes out with a release with a built-in Web3 login. Then we are at Web3. When WordPress has their update includes a Web3 login, then we are at Web3. We are so freaking early. And I always say you're an OG if you're in it before there's a Udemy class on it.
That's awesome.
We are darn close. You're like on the bleeding edge of OG if you're here now.
Right. Okay, so do you want to talk anything about the current? So we're in a bear market. I think a lot of people who might be listening to this podcast may understand that we're in a bear market. I've been talking about that. Do you want to talk about just even the financial piece of it? And then I also want to go back to something you said about blockchain technology and its future and where we're at. So
sure. So let's go back to the fundamentals. Is it a business? Do the tokenomics work? Is their reward structure for their DeFi liquidity pools a Ponzi? Right? It is 99% of the time. It is. I'm
right. Like, that's why I'm laughing. I'm like, oh God, people.
What's the underlying business that's generating the revenue that they're using to arbitrage to pay you and still profit? Right. If there's actually an underlying business that makes money, so that they can say, give us $100, we're going to go spend that $100, make $400, and we're going to give you $50 of that.
Yes.
That's reasonable.
Right.
They're sharing in the profits. But if there's no underlying business, then there's no profits, then it's a Ponzi. So you have to look at that. Bonding curves. You got to have Alexandra Damsker on because she just wrote the book on DeFi and had this wonderful explanation. I'm not even going to try and repeat.
Oh my gosh. Make the connection if you can.
I will.
Oh yeah. I love that.
She's the smartest SEC attorney you will ever meet.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes. And then we have, I forgot what I was looking at. What I was talking. Oh, DeFi, finance, bear market. Oh, it's Black Friday. Oh my God, everything's on sale. Can I tell you? So I'm sorry, my hair just keeps getting in my face. So I launched Foxies on 2/22/22. I should have waited. I should have waited. I should have pushed, but I wanted that date.
That is a great day. And I think even in the future, you're going to say it was a great day. I know right now everything's on, you know, like you said, Black Friday sale, everything, but
here's the thing. So I launched on 222 and then I launched on Polygon, and then all the nodes on Polygon went down. So then no transactions. 36 hours later, I'm still literally bashing my head into a brick wall. And I said, okay, fine. I'm going to move to ETH. It was only like $15 to mint on ETH. And I said, okay. So I moved the whole project to ETH. I airdropped everybody who had bought, which was 27 people. I airdropped them and paid for the gas and the ETH version of their token, right? My literal like nightmare is $250 gas. Cause like I bought the music club. What was it? The Wannabes Music Club. $250 to mint, $250 gas.
Oh my gosh.
Now they're sitting on the floor for like $15. And I'm like, oh my God. So I can't even, right? I can't even. And so that was my fear. Next day I wake up, $250 gas. And I'm like, there has to be a better way. So we're working on better ways. But it's been a struggle. I tell everybody, so this is advice for you guys want high content, get out your pen and paper because I got to give you some stuff. Cryptocurrencyalerting.com. I should really get an affiliate link for this.
Right.
I have one somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
Find it. I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay. But you literally, you can set up a free account. You get 10 push notifications. You'll blow through those really fast. So I set mine, and you can download the app and get push notifications for free instead of text messages. So I have it set to tell me whenever gas is below 20 Gwei.
Okay.
That's like 50 times a day.
Yeah.
You would never know that. Everybody's like, gas prices are really high. I'm like, 50 times a day, they're not. I literally minted a new project for $5 the other day. I went, $5. It was great. So, you know, when you're coming up with these projects, you know, you got to look at this whole totality of it. So due diligence now in a bear market is the perfect time for you to start learning due diligence, right? Yeah. You're going to be more picky with what you buy, and you want to know that you've got a good deal. So now you don't have any excuse not to learn how to determine whether the team is doxed. Look at the roadmap, look at their activity, feel out their community, talk to people, see if you can actually reach out and directly talk to the founders if they're reachable, right? Then go learn Etherscan or BSC scan, learn how to look at the blockchain and actually determine how many wallet holders, how many transactions. This one scam, I literally just busted a scam yesterday for a friend. They were like, we'll raise you $100 million to $1 billion, right? Yeah. So they literally leveraged his project in their investor group, but they minted his token, which turns out to be on a private chain, totally cannot vet it. And when you look at Etherscan, it shows there's only 6 wallets. There's a couple hundred, but none of, So they actually own and control all of his tokens, and there's nothing he can do about it because they totally scammed him. No transactions on their token for 115 days, and they've been radio silent since February. So
oh my God.
But what they did was they got these actual real good utility projects. Yes. And then all the money went to them. And then they would pay out the rev share. So they just hijacked a fuck ton of money. So
oh my God.
I know. I'm just, as a little preface, I'm the Simon Cowell of pitch competitions. I'm also the bitch who says no. I'm totally fine with these reputation. I earned this reputation. I am the bitch that says no. So they come to me all the time and they go, what about this project? And I'm like, oh, look, I'm advising a project I've never heard of. That's out. You know, it's just crazy. So due diligence wise, when you're looking at the tokenomics, you have to get technologically savvy enough to look at the blockchain and know what you're looking at. I'm not saying you have to read the code, right? But did they have a security audit of the code? Yes. No? That's down a point, right? Is it a contract from a contract, right? So is it an NFT, PFP collection that was generated through a WYSIWYG tool, like mine was, right? That's going to give you a certain amount of points, but it's also knowing that it did that. That means that upgradable in the future, you have limitations. Right. So it's just context, right? But when you look at the wallet holders, you look at the activity, you look at the token and the token values, you know, you got to be able to feel your way around. And then you got to see if the team's not doxed and you're looking at a token and an altcoin. Here's what I always tell everybody. Look, if you're learning, everybody's going to pay for an education one way or another, right? I would rather consciously pay for my education. So I will go research something, and if I like it, I will put down $20. Okay, but that's because I'm a cheapskate. So your number may be different. I asked my girlfriend, this is the question you have to ask yourself. You went to Vegas, you had a fabulous time, you had a 5-star suite, you had 5-star meals, you had best seats in the house for your concert with your favorite rock star. You got to hang out with friends. You went dancing till 2 a.m. and you didn't wake up with a hangover. I mean, it was just amazing. You've packed, you've checked out of your room, you've called the Uber, you down the elevator, you walk past the craps table. One more hand. Win or lose, you still had an epic time. What is that number for you? Where you won't be salty and you won't feel like I'll cancel my Uber, I got to win that back. Right?
Yeah, right.
Throw away money. I call it Vegas money.
Yeah.
I'm $20. I'm literally $20.
Adryenn, that's awesome. Yeah.
But you have to think about it, because you have to look at what's your investment strategy. Why are you investing? Some projects, I will literally buy the token just because I like the founders and I love the mission statement. And if my $20 or $200 to mint an NFT ends up propelling the publicity of this project even higher, great.
Yes, absolutely.
Then that's right. So you have like this what do I call it? So I have different categories of investment, right? I have investing in social impact, where no expectation of a return, just want to play, right? Yeah. And some NFTs, you're just going to play. Yeah. There's not going to be a return, right? I'm sorry. I have a piece of hair that is trying to kill me. It's literally, it's trying. It is. Okay. So then when it comes to these tokens, right? Yeah. Anybody can mint a token. So when was the token minted? There's a good question. Yeah. Was the contract audited? Yes. If you can learn how to read a contract, read it. If not, ask people, right? And if there was an audit, it doesn't stop there. Now you got to read the audit, because it's going to tell you what the security concerns are, right? Like if the bonding curve is off and the whole thing's going to crash in 6 months, you would be surprised how many people have posted their security audits that said that. And they're like, we're going to fix it before it crashes.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, well, if you're in on day one, you're going to make money, but just know you're going to be. So karmically, this is what I have a problem with. Karmically, I can't go into a pump and dump, because that's bad karma, because I literally just shoved something worthless on somebody else and took a profit. Absolutely. I can't do that. Right. So everybody's like, no, you need to get in this. You need to get into this. You need to get in this. I'm like, no, that's why I don't do that. I'm like, I do projects, like I just came on and agreed to be the co-developer of Cassette Monkeys. Okay. Cassette Monkeys is ridiculously cool, but it's also a documentary film and an album. So you've got music that'll be in the documentary, and then you have an NFT that supports the whole ecosystem for the community. Yeah. And the movie is about the dangers of benzos when 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 people in the United States are taking them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, right.
Wow,
so
that's a great project.
It's fabulous. Yeah. And so I met the creator. I happen to have a background in music. I happen to have a background in film production. I'm an award-winning film producer, television producer, and I design these, very viral communities for platinum selling, Grammy-winning artists. So it kind of all fit together. And I was actually pharma poisoned by Vioxx, which was it's an anti-inflammatory. Before they took it off the market, it fried my liver. I regrew it. I didn't know you could do that till somebody told me. You can. Yep. 5 years, man. 5 years, four Advil in 5 years.
Yes. That's it. Yay, right? That is incredible.
And so I had gastric sleeve surgery in 2017 and it videoed, and my doctor came in and he's like, I've heard that you can regrow your liver, but I'd never seen it before.
And here you are. And
here I am. Yeah. So it was great. But so this whole pharma poisoning, like topical things really make me, I just want to shout from the rooftops, right? Like we have all these projects that are just really necessary. Like, you know, we have Could You as one of the beneficiaries from our Giving Tuesday token drop for the Billionaire Zombies Club. So here I got these 26,000 unsupervised frat boys. And on Giving Tuesday, we gave 1 billion tokens.
Nice.
To women, babies, periods. Like it was crazy good. So female centric, supportive, sex trafficking rescue. Like literally, you would look at our lineup of what we did charity wise, and you would look at this Discord of 26,000 unsupervised frat boys, like
oh my God.
totally like fratting on each other, right? Like I mean, frat boys.
Yeah,
and they are so awesome, and it is probably one of the best communities in the NFT space.
That's the Billionaire Zombies, you said?
Billionaire Zombies Club, okay. Yeah. So billionaireZombies.com, and I'm a co-founder in that. And we're about to do our launch of our land sale and our Web3 game, taking it all the way back to Web3. So gaming is one of the biggest uses for consumers in Web3, right? Like we were doing event tickets and luxury goods certifications and all these other things in 2017, the minute ERC 721 came out. Now we've got like these expanded protocols that, you know, 721A and all these other things, which is really kind of cool. And we're developing something really sick and twisted and awesome that I can't wait to share with you guys later. But Billionaire Zombies Club, we were early and everybody started copying us. Like we'd do something, they'd copy. We'd do something, they'd copy. Well, you know, y'all, land sale, and the game is called Stronghold, and it's a play to earn. So that's how a lot of people are going to get introduced to the concept of Web3 is through play to earn, right? Now, right now, Zynga pretty much owns our mobile play, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It costs a fortune. I don't earn, I spend. I play to spend.
Yes.
I want to reverse that. I want to play to earn, right? And then we have Learn to Earn. So Metacrafters is doing Learn to Earn, and that is phenomenal. That it was started by Sheila, who is the founder of care.com.
Okay.
So Metacrafters is amazing. If you haven't seen On-Chain Monkey, oh my God.
I have, yes. That one I have.
They gave me this. They gave me this.
Oh.
And NF Trees gave me this. It's so funny. My projects give me jewelry, and then I just if it's real, it just never comes off.
Right? You're like, I like it.
I like it.
That is so awesome.
And then what are some other projects? Oh, Foxies. Oh, I should talk about my project, Foxies. So hello. I know. I'm not caffeinated. This is me not caffeinated. And the reason I say not caffeinated and why this is actually funny is it's my ADHD medication.
Yeah.
So if I don't have enough coffee, I'm like a little squirrel with a disco ball, which is why I was saying that in the beginning, because I'll just go all over. I'll come back. I'm going to take some side trips. Oh, well, that's actually side trips. Let's talk about side chains for just a moment.
Wild West, y'all. Wild West.
Wild West.
There you go.
Layer 2 solutions. So, you know, Ethereum was the first one to really make dApps more accessible to developers to use, right, with smart contracts. Now, with gas and everything else, you have a lot of these layer 2 solutions that are also adding on their own functionality, right? Yeah. So you've got Gnosis Chain, you've got Polygon, which Billionaire Zombies Club is on Polygon, Foxies is on Ethereum, but you have like Crypto Monks, MONKZ, Crypto Monks, Patrick Gorel, smartest. I'm smart, like ridiculously. I bow to this man. I'm like, wow. I mean, literally, he blows my mind. So Crypto Monks is it's an opportunistic DAO, which I think is really interesting, right? And you should have him on to talk about the differences in the DAOs, because Billionaire Zombies Club is a DAO, and a lot of these other, like Gnosis Chain is a DAO. There's all these different DAOs, right? But there's different ways you can implement a DAO to give people that ownership and governance without necessarily having everybody take on shared liability. So there's that. But Foxies, we are minting. You can go to foxies.art, foxies.art. There was a bug on the Nifty Kit platform that pretty much shut me down for 2 months.
Oh my God.
Oh, I've been in agony.
Oh my
I've been promoting the
God.
project because I had a bug, and they finally fixed it. It's fixed. It's fixed.
Yeah.
So this is why the minting with a third-party contract is not the best option, but sometimes
Absolutely.
it's the most expedient option.
Yes.
So it does work, especially if you're not a techie,
Yep.
except when they have a bug. So I'm told it's good now. It's good now. It's all good now.
Oh my gosh.
So we're minting, and then we're opening up these play to earn games,
Mhm.
and then we're opening up our breeding engine, and then every time you breed a foxy, so kind of like CryptoKitties, right?
Yes.
Kicks off a scholarship for a woman or a girl in blockchain development or entrepreneurship. So we're creating all of that curriculum. We have a director of education. Lexit has given us land in Lexiland. So we're going to be building our metaverse university in Lexiland, which is
Wow.
awesome. And
love it.
Lexiland is being built by Cosmic Wire, which are like one of the very, very best in the universe, especially the Web3 universe.
Yeah.
So there's all these different metaverses, right? Going
Right.
back to what is Web3. At the moment, it is a lot of blue ocean projects that are growing amongst themselves, that at some point will all become interconnected, or there will be like a Star Trek transporter, which you can kind of do right now with Ready Player Me, where you can create your avatar and you can portal into 700 different metaverses.
Right.
Or as a developer, you use their API in your project, and then from your project, they can go anywhere.
So that's talking about side chains, connecting all the different chains together.
Well, that's a bridge.
Or a bridge. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Yes. Bridge in connecting all those pieces together for sure. Yeah.
And like atomic swaps, right? So you have a whole bunch of different, like people had a hard time with Polygon, right? They just didn't understand. And it's like, well, the great thing about Ethereum virtual machines that I don't think everybody understands really, right? You have your wallet in MetaMask. And you can use that account number with Binance.
Yes.
Polygon.
Right.
Ethereum. Gnosis. You literally just put in the network and it's the same exact account number. So this is what people don't ever understand, that I keep trying to get them to understand, right? You are, if it's a layer 2 solution, if it's EVM compatible, your account number is the same. That big old long account number.
Yes.
And
it's a long account number for sure. Yes.
Just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there, because MetaMask is simply a user interface to read the blockchain for you. If you want to know everything in your wallet, then you go to Zerion, ZERION.io, or you download the app and you can put your wallet in. And I went, oh, look, I have like 200 airdrops from ICOs from 2015, 16, and 17.
Oh my God.
No value whatsoever. So you need to be able to keep track of your stuff, and you don't necessarily want to engage in smart contracts that you don't know, because one of the ways they do this, little safety tip here, if it ever pops up and it says, please enter your seed phrase to continue using MetaMask, that's false. Okay. If you engage with a contract, make sure you know what you're doing and where, because some of these are fake sites and says connect your wallet. You sign the contract to connect your wallet, and it basically says you have permission to transfer everything out.
Exactly. You just withdrew everything that was in there.
Everything. And so you never want to leave your MetaMask connected to sites. The other quick trick, okay? This is some OG ninja level shit here, okay? You'll write this down. Brave browser. Why?
Yes.
It's not Google.
Yes.
It's Brave. You can earn basic attention tokens. So far in the last 5 years, I think I've earned 27 cents. Yes. It's not get rich quick. However, it is an homage to the fact that they are not tracking you as much as possible. So they're not giving you as many ads, and they're not selling your data on the back end. Therefore, 27 cents. I'll take it for the privacy. But here's the killer. In Google, you can open an incognito window. In Brave, you can open an incognito window in Tor.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
So, couple things. So you always want to have Brave ready and installed. Because somewhere along the way, you're going to actually run into a site and go, oh my God, my FOMO button was triggered. There's a countdown timer. If I don't send them $200 right now to Mint, I'm going to miss out on Gucci plastic or, oh my God, I have to do it right fucking now. It's like, let me send you my money. Okay.
Adryenn, this is amazing. I love it. You're making me laugh so much.
Awesome. My mother's going to kill me. She's actually working in her bedroom, right? I'm tucked in at my mom's house because I moved to Miami on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the point of that hysterics was that you open a Brave browser, you copy the URL. I know. Sorry. Okay. You open the Brave browser and you open a new window with Tor. You copy the URL from the website that pushed your FOMO button that said it was counting down and they're almost minted out. And you go put that in the Tor window. And if that counter resets, it's a scam. It just saved you a ton of money. And I empowered you to not get fucked. And if the counter didn't reset, go ahead and you already have your MetaMask installed on Brave and ready to go because you've just wasted a valuable 7 seconds making sure it's not a scam and you could be minting out. You better connect and boom, and then you can mint. But normally you want to do due diligence. How old is the website? Looking at whois.com. Where is it registered? Do things make sense, right? And there's things that you can copy where you can literally take a picture of the website and do a reverse Google image search to find another website. You can do similar things. There's all these different pieces of due diligence that you can do to make sure that's the right website, but always, unfortunately, they're all Discord and Telegram.
Yes.
You go into Discord,
you
go into the official links, and you click the official link.
Yes. I would say with Discord too, to be careful if you have your DMs on to where people can DM you. A lot of projects, exactly, turn it off. Some people have them on. I'm telling you, if you have them on and you receive any links from anybody in your DMs, do not click any of those. Those are all scams.
Spooky Boys whitelist. I got scammed to the Spooky Boys whitelist. So I'm an OG. I know better, right? But so let me just tell you my story so that you can literally not do this.
Yes.
So I got a DM. It said I was on the whitelist. Spooky Boys in the back of my head. Spooky Boys.
You're like,
yeah, but I forgot because it was 10 o'clock at night and I'd just done 2 weeks of 20-hour days.
Right.
That it minted out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I thought this was it was an older one, right?
Yes.
But I clicked it thinking I got in a backdoor VIP channel.
Oh no.
Because I'm hot like that. I'm special like that. So I got in and it was just a limited release and I was gonna get it. So I minted one and I went, oh, gas is so low. It only cost me $27.
Oh,
well, gas was super high at the time. But I was waiting for it, and the counter's going down, and I'm like, oh shit, I should mint another one. I can mint 4 more. And I did. And the minute I hit send, it started to fall into place, and I went, I just sent them Ethereum. I didn't actually engage with a contract and mint anything. I'm on a scam website. Then I went to Etherscan, checked it, backtraced it, and ended up finding their wallet with $80 million in it.
No way.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a forensics.
Yes.
I want to come up with a protocol where if you've been scammed, you can literally file a report and then consensus mechanism. You get people that agree, and then it will freeze the end wallet.
Yes.
Like it will be a blacklist of fraud wallets that then, because there's no way to do it without law enforcement right now. But I'm like, they don't even respond. The FBI didn't even respond when my friend lost $750 million. And by the way, that was a dating catfish. So remember I told you my friends lost their money.
Yes.
Or they were basically used to get people's money. It was a private chain.
Right.
So that's what this DEX is, right? So this DEX, this girl basically ropes him in and she's like, oh yeah, I'm making this much money, right? And so she's showing him So he puts a little bit of money in, he makes some money, he takes some money out, right? And then does it, and then he's literally put in $750,000, and he's expecting, he's got, I can't remember the numbers exactly, but like 4 million he wants to pull out, except he can't pull it out because they've turned off that functionality.
Oh my God.
Because it wasn't real. The returns were fake.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's a Ponzi scheme. Like
no, that's outright theft and fraud.
Yeah. Well, Ponzi schemes are yes, they're outright, they're fraud and they're bad. They're not great, but I get what you're saying. So, it's really important, again, for those of you listening, Wild Wild West. It's, if you're seeing these things that seem like too real to be true, understand they are too real to be true, or they're too,
and there are some unicorns, which is why everybody believes. Okay, it's kind of like somebody really does win the Price Waterhouse Cooper sweepstakes. Somebody gets them standing at the door with a big fat check and balloons and going da, 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 with the cameras, and they make them cry, and that happens to somebody. Why can't it be me, right? And so, like, did Shiba go up like 1,400% or 2,800? What? Yes, it did, right? You got to be really early, and I mean like early. I mean like early, and you put $20 in. If you were in on the first days at the very lowest price, you're still paying off a house. Just saying, right? So you have to come up with your own rules. On my website, wowisme.net. If you scroll down to the bottom, it has your crypto security worksheet.
Love it. And I'll put a link to your website in the show notes as well, so that they can have access to that. On that note, I do want to ask you, one of the questions I love asking is, there's so many different ecosystems within this space. A lot of my listeners are learning and growing their knowledge in the space. I do education to onboard people in it, especially our women compadres. We love them. But what is your, or not but like, what is your favorite chain in this space?
Switzerland, and I have lots of tastes and desires and needs.
Love it.
And not just one blockchain could ever satisfy me fully. I literally just got tingles, because if you think of it that way, it's so much easier to be successful. Here's why. Each chain does something different, right? So Billionaire Zombies Club, we're on Polygon. Layer 2, Ethereum. What I love about Polygon, aside from Polygon Studios, they have grant programs. They're very supportive. And everything that I've ever written for Ethereum works perfectly. Binance Smart Chain has the #1 most transacted blockchain. It's also EVM compatible. Therefore, your Binance Smart Chain will be exactly in your same MetaMask wallet as your Ethereum. You just change networks. But if you look at YouTube, how to mint a scam coin in 10 minutes, it only takes 2 minutes to mint it. Then it takes another 2 or 3 minutes to set up the whole thing so that you can stake it on PancakeSwap. And then all of a sudden, boom, you have 1 trillion tokens worth 40 cents. But if you get them, we did this. You don't understand. I did this. I did it as a joke. I was like, seriously, how easy is this? Right? Just to see if I could follow along, right? Would you like to know how many wallet holders I have?
How many? 500,000.
No.
Okay.
But I have over 1,000 for something I minted and never touched after I put it in the liquidity pool. Never touched. So what does that mean? That means that there are bots out there, and there are algorithmic bots out there, and the hedge funds use them too, but they don't normally do it that wasn't hedge funds. They don't do it that quickly after mint. Unless it's on their radar. But they buy tokens. They buy, $1, $5, whatever, hedging their bets.
Wow.
Because one of them's going to pump, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so anything, there's a lot. So what you want to look at is, what is the actual utility? Is the main wallet, the treasury wallet, public? Right? So can I put that wallet address in there and see what transactions they've been doing?
Yeah.
Right? is the team fairly compensated, right? So things are going to slow down when you have no money and your team has no paycheck.
Yeah.
They're going to have to keep the lights on somehow. So that's a risk factor you want to factor for. If they are zealots and they are devoted and they are going to get there freaking no matter what, because their reps on the line, they'll get there.
Yeah.
It just may take a little bit longer. So then while everything dips, like right now we're in a bear market, you know, you can go buy a zombie for like $150, $200. They were like $900 last year.
Wow.
So you can go buy zombies like right now, because when Stronghold comes out, you're going to need them. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you're gonna, this is not financial advice. This is
there you
fun.
go. Yes.
If you want to come and play with me and my horde, you're going to need zombies.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have to go to the rental counter and rent them. And it's not the same thing as owning them. It's temporary, and the satisfaction is not as long lasting as if you actually own your assets. But I'm a decentralized, own your data, sell it evangelist.
It's amazing. Like this interview, it's just been so fun. It's been incredibly fun just to watch you get super animated, you know, do like
I got more. I stopped at the Ethereum virtual machines, but I've got more. Okay. Chromia was the first alternative blockchain that I discovered. They moved way too slowly for me, so I didn't get to do it. But their custom programming language is called RHEL, and it's based on SQL. And 68% of people who program anything know SQL.
Yeah.
So fast path to onboarding. Solana took it a step further. It's Rust, Node.js, and JavaScript.
Right.
Okay, so that's 98% of all programmers.
Right.
Like it's crazy, right? So when we're doing Foxies, we're starting with STEM education for the kids.
Okay.
But then we're taking all of the women who already program websites and mobile apps and, you know, back end, all this stuff, and we're upskilling them because they only need this much more to literally, and we are so short blockchain developers. We're so short, right? So they can go through a Solana or a Solidity certification in like 40 hours. Right? So that's two long weekends, and boom, you're certified. And the minute that you put certified, ooh, Nelly baby, let me tell you.
Yep.
Right?
Incredible. Yeah. So that's the work you're doing to get the ladies more in the Web3 space, development side, putting them on projects or helping them join teams that are in existence that are building great projects.
Well, so that's what CryptoVixens, that's our nonprofit to inspire women to join founding teams as advisors or co-founders, regardless of technical expertise.
I love it.
So that's what we've been doing since 2017. Foxies is one of our outreach projects. We have a number of them. We're about to launch the CryptoVixens Icons collection. That's like our awards.
Okay.
I have mine in there as a placeholder, but then we're giving each woman their iconic drawing that I do. And then they can use that on Twitter Blue as their profile picture.
I love it.
When you mint on Polygon, you can't do that on Twitter yet. And if you are an NFT creator or you have a crypto and you're currently using Telegram or Discord, I highly suggest you go build a community on Twitter. I hallucinate that once Elon takes over, Jack might come back, maybe possibly. And since they already have a Web3 integration with Twitter Blue, and they can already do the logins and the wallets and post all of that, I hallucinate that we may actually have some significant, important Web3 tools available to us by the end of the year. I can't imagine that they wouldn't be thinking of this, because I literally looked at Twitter Blue and went, oh, damn.
Yeah, right? That's not a bad hallucination. You know, it's definitely foretelling for what is possible in the future. And like you said, it could happen as early as the end of this year, which is really only like 6 months away. Crazy.
I've always been early. Like I launched Crowded TV in 2015. That is the world's first crowdfunding platform for reality TV and talk shows. We're literally transforming it into a DAO and launching our own network to 600 million households worldwide.
Heck yeah.
So I have all these, like,
Yeah.
I like to just be the think and then builder of teams.
Right.
Team execution, right? I want to not be the executioner.
Yeah.
I want to come up with the idea and go, here is the idea. It is a completely formed, branded, incorporated, legally protected. Here's all the contracts. Run.
There you
Run
go.
with it. Run.
Yes.
Fly.
That's beautiful.
Be free, which is why we're doing it as a DAO. Be free. Be free.
Oh, yay. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for being here. I know we've gone, I've used up quite a bit of your time, and I just appreciate you being here. This has been so fun for me. Where can people connect with you or learn about you more? I know you have your website, Wow Is Me, which I said I would put in the show notes, but are you on social channels? Are you? Okay.
At Adryenn, Adryenn, everywhere.
Okay. Yeah.
Not at Adryenn everywhere. At Adryenn.
In all of those spaces. Yes.
All of the many places.
All of the many places. Yay.
Yes. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Oh, I did.
What did you forget?
I did. I can't believe I forgot. So, I said everybody discounts my experience because I don't look my age. But I am my age. And TMI, guys, you don't have to listen to this. I am at 112 days cycle, meaning I only have 200 and something days left before I can say, I'm done.
Yay! Right? Who's counting?
Oh, no, I have an app that counts.
Yeah, I was going to,
I'm counting. But Marion Stewart is the founder of Femar, and she has this whole midlife refuel, which I am gobsmacked over the results of it's like aging doesn't have to be, graceful or naturally aging. Do I look like I'm aging?
No.
Not really. Not really aging. I'm aging, but I'm not aging because my body is not tired and not, and depleted and right. So she has this whole process with natural, just totally natural, that just the results are spectacular. So Femar is an AI company, and there's a blockchain tokenomics thing in it. And we've already got huge enterprises because it costs, I might fuck this up, you should have her, $810 billion a year in lost productivity. Just because of menopause. Either women leaving the marketplace, or they don't feel well, they're not as productive, they're foggy brained, all this stuff. So this is a whole AI blockchain-based enterprise application to give women the second half of their life back and not have to give up their careers or feel less than, right? Or lose your libido. I was the one who went the other way. 25% of us don't get hot flashes. We get horny flashes. It's very inconvenient, especially in meetings where you're talking about very boring number things, and all of a sudden your nipples get hard and your panties get wet, and they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, do you want me to explain what's going on right now? Or can we just keep moving? Because otherwise I'm going to need servicing. Don't make me talk about it.
That is... Well, I want to be in that 25%. Like, I don't want to be in the 75% with hot flashes. So hopefully in the next decade, I'll be the 25%.
But you can start now in your 30s. You can literally start with and then there's no drop off.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Let's get that connection going. I'd love to interview her and talk to her and find, what she's doing in this space, especially for our ladies.
Our ladies. But that's what I'm saying. So you've got all of these things, right? So Radiologics is enterprise. That's literally going to revolutionize healthcare. Imagine having actual efficient healthcare.
Yes.
right?
I'm telling you, blockchain is going to change it all. And you know that. I just want to make sure the listeners understand. I keep harping on it every single episode. Blockchain is changing the way in which we interact and be a part of our world. So just understand that this train is moving quickly. If you're still trying to figure things out, this is a great time to learn. This is why I put these episodes. This is why I bring people like Adryenn on the show. So really, really grateful for your time. Really grateful for the conversation and just the fun time. I'm so glad we got to reconnect after all these years.
I know. I'm so excited. I want to tell everybody, look, we are early. I told you we're
Yeah.
early, right?
Yes.
You're edge of OG, right? You're
Yes.
super early, and it is coming. So you have the choice of how steep your learning curve is. You can start tiptoeing in now. You can start learning. You can start just learning the vocabulary and the vernacular and how things should work and then how they do work. But you can start your learning curve now at a gentle pace, or you can be smacked with it in the face and have a steep Mount Everest freaking sheer climb, or be left behind.
There you go. And as a shameless plug, I put together this, what I call a mini dictionary, 11 pages of the words of Web3, things to help you define different terminology. Adryenn used some words here that you might need to use a glossary for. Print that off. You guys have access to that, and you'll be able to listen to this episode and fully grasp what she's saying to some degree.
Okay, that's so funny. My next book is called Minting the Future.
Yeah.
And it was basically a rework of my ICO book
Yeah.
from 2017 that was about the ICO craze. But then every time I'd get it back from the editor, everything had changed. This is how fast everything is moving, right?
Yeah.
And so Minting the Future, the same thing is happening. I'm like, can you guys please just have me sign an NDA and tell me what's happening 6 months from now so that I can write about that? So the book comes out, then it's relevant at the moment, and I don't have to keep going back and forth. So then I was writing a stopgap book, like in between, because I have this whole NFT workshop, like in a whole mastermind for 12 weeks to teach people how to walk through, everything, right? And not just how to mint and sell an OpenSea in a 20-minute class. Like that's not that doesn't give you all the information. But I had to write the ABCs of NFTs. And it's that kind of glossary thing, but it's got this workbook of when you're looking through the workbook, you don't understand how this works. So it's like, this is what this term means. And this is the case study in the context.
I love it.
And then Elise Sam came out with the ABCs of NFTs for kids. So she's got a kid's book that just came out. I'm like, girl, we got to coordinate titles. I own the ABCs of NFTs.com. Because I wrote the NFTs of the ABCs of speaking. So I have a whole series on the ABCs of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, girl. She's great because her stuff always goes viral. I'm like, I'm not changing the name. We're just going to coexist. I'll be for the adults. You be for the kids. It's all good.
Right. Well, we'll be in two lanes doing the similar things.
But you know what? We have to educate the world. So that means we have to educate everyone. And children are actually much more naturally inclined to adopt their digital natives. Yeah. So it's easier to start with them. And that's what Foxies does. Circling it all the way back to foxies.art, which you should get one. Our STEM program, we're partnering with a program that already does all of these STEM programs in person. So we're translating their curriculum into the online. So it's available to everyone. And then we're sponsoring through a rev share their in-person programs in Africa.
Yeah.
And it's great because it focuses on girls keeping their self-esteem. In kindergarten, you ask how many little girls could be president.
Yeah.
All of them. Yeah. Every last, how many of you could take over the world? All of them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And by the time they hit like 5th grade, they're at like 20% self-esteem. By the time they graduate high school, it's like 3 to 5%. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this prevents that.
Exactly. And kids, honestly, right now, I have an 11-year-old who's addicted to Roblox, and she's spending all of her birthday money, Christmas money, any holiday that she gets money for into building out these skins, just to go back to, you mentioned NFT gaming. Like those are financial resources that are gone forever. When she's 11 and she outgrows Roblox, all of those skins, everything she bought is gone. Like they own it. With NFTs and gaming in the NFT space, she can buy these assets, she can buy these skins and do that, outgrow it, and then sell it and maybe even make a markup, maybe
And
even make profit
right.
as a result.
Or,
So there's
or
so many things going on.
or
So
learn how
many
to make
things.
custom skins.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
So
yay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. And for now, we are going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for the ride. And we appreciate all of you. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Congratulations. You made it through another round on the block with Dr. Brook. I hope you laughed and learned a bit more about this crazy Web3 universe, but how simple and fun it can really be. Would you be so kind as to leave us a review and share it with your friends? It would mean so much to get this out to more people as we embark on the greatest transfer of wealth that has ever happened in history. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll see you on the next one.